The catalyst. An open relationship proposal, my world. Once a picture of stability with Sophie, my girlfriend of 5 years, 3 dating. Its cohabiting was flipped upside down. At 28, I believed we were headed for engagement, a future I secretly dreamt of. We were that couple everyone admired, the one that gave others hope. Our connection was effortless, built on shared laughs over board games. It's cozy nights, watching her reality shows and easy routines. Sophie, a driven marketer, and I, a building project manager, had supportive families and a great life together. Then came Tuesday dinner. Sophie, mid-conversation about a work project, casually dropped a bombshell. "What would you think about trying an open relationship?" My fork froze halfway to my mouth. I was certain I misheard, but she continued, explaining she'd read about it online, how it could foster growth and strengthen our bond. My immediate thought was, is there someone else? That's usually how these conversations start, right? She quickly grew defensive, denying any specific person, insisting it was about exploring ourselves and avoiding future regrets. Sitting there, resetting the process I felt a strange disconnect. It was like she was proposing we try a new restaurant, completely oblivious to the emotional magnitude of her suggestion. I asked if she was unhappy, searching for any missed signals. "Not at all," she replied, taking my hand. "I love you. Love us. This is about making us even better." She painted a picture of new experiences, yet always returning to each other, claiming it strengthened connections. My mind reeled between confusion and panic. My appetite vanished. Sophie, however, was animated, almost glowing, discussing norms, boundaries, and communication. Despite my internal alarm bells, I found myself saying, okay. It wasn't born of conviction, but a desperate desire to avoid closing a door she clearly wanted open. Her eyes, her eager lean, screamed for my approval, and she asked, "Are you sure you're okay with this?" I knew it wasn't a real choice. Shift was happening, and I had to play along to understand it. "No, it's fine," I nodded. "If you think it'll be good for us, we can try it." I agreed to something I didn't believe in. A silent acknowledgement that I was losing her. She became ecstatic, immediately brainstorming dating app profiles and how we'd notify each other of dates plans she clearly had already considered. The rest of the night was surreal. Sophie cuddled close on the couch, oblivious, while my mind raced. I wanted to tell her I wasn't okay, but the words wouldn't come. Every time she smiled at her phone, I felt a wave of regret. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering what I had done, too afraid to voice my true feelings lest she leave. I desperately searched our recent conversations for clues, for a reason she might be bored or dissatisfied, but found nothing. Little did I know, this was just the beginning of the chaos. The descent. Watching her drift away, Sophie immediately plunged into the open relationship, and I became her unwilling accomplice. She enlisted my help to pick photos for her Tinder and Bumble profiles, even asking me to take new ones seriously. I was photographing my girlfriend for other men. My own profile, created to feign effort, felt awkward and insincere. Every time I typed a bio, a wave of nausea washed over me. "It's looking for fun while dating?" The irony was brutal. I constantly told her I wasn't social, didn't have the time or energy to meet new people. Perhaps she saw me as a convenient fallback. Sophie, with her beauty and playful nature, quickly found matches. What shocked me most was her speed. A week, she had 3 dates. 3, she'd show me their profiles like we were discussing celebrity gossip. "Look at this one," she'd say, shoving her phone in my face. "He's a personal trainer at that fancy gym downtown. We're getting coffee." "Tomorrow," I'd nod, feigning normalcy, my stomach churning. The first time she got ready for a date, it was a gut punch. She bought new clothes, black and sleek, unlike anything I'd seen her wear before. She spent an hour on her makeup. "How do I look?" She twirled, her voice bright. "Great," I forced out, knowing that dress probably cost more than our usual date. Nights combined. She'd return late, laughing, and I'd feign sleep, hearing her text for an hour afterward. The next morning, she'd hum while making coffee, acting as if everything was perfectly fine. Her schedule became a whirlwind. Coffee with the gym guy on Monday, dinner with a lawyer on Wednesday, drinks with a food truck owner on Friday. She always came home looking like she'd had the time of her life, in a moment of weakness, I admit. I checked her Instagram location tags. Not my proudest moment, but I needed answers. One night I drove past the restaurant where she claimed to be eating. There she was, at the bar, laughing with a tall, suit-clad man, holding his arm, looking at him the way she used to look at me. The distance between us grew, but her transformation at home was even more jarring. The cuddling stopped. She was constantly texting. Our Sunday pancake ritual was replaced by her brunch with the girls. Don't you think you're going on a lot of dates? I asked casually one evening. She looked at me as if I were dense. That's the whole point of an open relationship, isn't it? To meet new people and have experiences. You should try it too. I can help you with your profile if you want, but I didn't want help with my profile. I wanted my girlfriend back. One who loved ordering pizza and watching bad movies with me. Not this new version constantly dressed up and leaving. The turning point. A glimmer of hope one night. As Sophie got ready for what felt like her 6th or 7th date, I couldn't take it anymore. I walked out, needing to clear my head, and ended up at a quiet picnic spot. For 2 hours, I sat there, contemplating how quickly everything had fallen apart. My phone buzzed with Sophie's messages. Hope you're okay. Don't wait up. Having such a great time. Each message twisted the knife. The next day, she tried to tell me about her date, how funny he was, how he took her to this amazing new restaurant. I stood up and left the room. She followed, bewildered. I thought you were okay with this, she asked, shocked. Yeah, maybe I'm not, I replied. But you could be dating too. You're choosing to stay home and be miserable. That's when it hit. Me, she didn't understand. She genuinely didn't grasp that I didn't want other dates. I wanted her, the old her, the one who cherished our boring, normal life together. 3 weeks had passed since her open relationship experiment began. 3 weeks of watching her dress up for other guys, of lying awake wondering where she was, what she was doing, and who she was with. My mind was a whirlwind of anxieties. I kept waiting for her to wake up, to realize the absurdity of it all, what she was throwing away. But she didn't. Instead, she embraced it, unapologetically, as if she had unlocked a higher level of dating that I was too naive to comprehend. The worst part was, I couldn't understand why. If she still cared about me, why burn it all down? Why wasn't our connection enough? Finally it clicked. This was irreparable. There was no going back. The end was inevitable. And for the first time, I wasn't sure I cared. A new thought ignited in me. I was tired of drowning while she lived carefree. I wanted her to regret this, to see what she had discarded. I didn't have a plan yet, but I knew I wouldn't suffer in silence while she had fun. I needed to talk to someone who understood how messed up this situation was. A new connection. Emma enters the picture. Emma, Sophie's best friend since college, had always been a constant in our lives. A kindergarten teacher, she had a knack for making everyone feel heard and important. With her long brown hair, green eyes, and constant smile, I'd always seen her as just Sophie's friend, despite her beauty. She'd been dating Mark for 2 years, but they'd recently broken up. She first came over after Sophie started her open relationship to borrow mixing bowls for a birthday cake. Sophie was out on another date, and Emma immediately noticed my distress. You look terrible, she said directly. What's going on? Though I hadn't intended to, I poured out everything. Sophie's open relationship bombshell, her nightly dates. I felt like I was losing my mind. Emma listened, truly listened, not just waiting for her turn to speak. When I finished, she shook her head. That's not an open relationship, she declared. That's just Sophie doing whatever she wants without caring how it affects you. Hearing it from someone else made me feel a little less insane after that. Emma started coming over more often, usually when Sophie was out. We'd watch movies, order takeout, just hang out and talk. It was a relief to have someone who understood the situation. Then, one night, after Sophie had been exploring for about a month, Emma looked concerned, fiddling with her jewelry, a telltale sign of worry. I need to tell you something, she whispered from across the couch, and it might make things Weird, but I can't keep pretending. My stomach flipped strangely. Perhaps I knew what was coming. I've had feelings for you for a long time, she confessed, her hands clasped. Since before you and Sophie even got together, but you were with her, and she's my best friend, so I never said anything. I started dating Mark, hoping it would help me get over it, but it didn't work. I sat there, stunned. Emma, kind, funny, lovely Emma, had feelings for me? How could I have missed that? She was the one who helped me pick out meaningful gifts for Sophie, while Sophie rarely even texted to check in on me. Emma brought me homemade chicken soup when I was sick. Had I been blind? You don't have to say anything, she said quickly. I just needed you to know. Watching Sophie treat you like this, seeing how much it's hurting you, it's been killing me, you deserve better than this. I looked at her, really looked at her. Her eyes shone in her modest green sweater, her hair in an easy, messy bun that only made her prettier. How had I not noticed before? Taking control. A shot at happiness. Sophie's actions still haunted me. She truly believed I'd wait, a loyal fool. She paraded around with other men, always available as her safety net when she got bored. That was her biggest mistake. For me, that chapter was closed. I was no longer playing by her rules. This was personal now. I took a deep breath, feeling a shift the moment I took charge. Emma, I said, surprised by the steadiness of my voice. She moved closer on the couch. I know this is complicated. I know I'm probably making everything worse by telling you this. But seeing you so unhappy these past few weeks, I just couldn't stay quiet anymore. She leaned in and kissed me. I should have stopped. Should have thought about Sophie, our friendship. How messy this would be. But I kissed her back. It wasn't just a kiss. We slept together. This was different. Emma saw me. She liked me. She cared. After lying in the dark, I processed it. This had gone far. Everything had changed. Sleeping with my girlfriend's best friend should have felt like crossing a line. But all I could think about was how good it felt. This was no meaningless rebound, no impulsive mistake. She turned, propping herself on her elbow, looking at me. What are we going to do? She asked quietly but steadily. Staring at the ceiling, I sighed. I should have felt guilt, conflict. All I felt was relief. After weeks of suffocating in Sophie's wreckage, I could finally breathe. I don't know, I said. Emma paused, then asked, I don't regret it. Do you? That insane thing? Not even for a moment. For the first time since this open relationship tragedy began, I saw things clearly. Our demise wasn't my fault. I hadn't broken trust. Maybe I deserved someone who wanted me, just me. Sophie's going to lose it when she finds out, I remarked. Probably, Emma said. But isn't it funny how she thinks it's perfectly fine for her to date other people, but the idea of you doing the same would drive her crazy? It was her point. And then I thought, maybe Sophie should take her medicine. The reckoning. Sophie's world crumbles. I didn't tell Sophie about Emma immediately. Part of me, petty as it was after weeks of watching her flaunt her dates, wanted to observe her reaction to hints first. She deserved a taste of her own medicine. After Emma left, Sophie returned from Jessica's place, probably Jason's, but whatever. She chattered about her girlfriend's night while pouring coffee. I dropped the first hint. Oh, Emma stopped by last night, I said casually. We had a really good talk. Sophie's grip on the coffee pot froze. Emma was here. Yeah, we hung. Out for a while. She's really easy to talk to, you know. Sophie dropped her mug too hard, spilling coffee. What did you guys talk about? Just stuff. I shrugged. Life, relationships, feelings. It was nice. Her expression was priceless. The next hour she spent on her phone, likely trying to get details from Emma while pretending to watch TV with me. She'd glance at me every few minutes, trying to decipher what had happened. Over the next 3 days, I casually mentioned Emma more. Her humor, her genuine understanding, our texts. Sophie's face would tighten, trying not to react. One morning, when I smiled at my phone while texting Emma, Sophie practically ran across the couch, Who are you texting? She demanded, failing spectacularly at casualness. Just Emma, I said. She's really into this new show I recommended. Sophie tried to grin, but seemed in agony. You guys have been talking a lot lately. Yeah, she's great to talk to. Really gets me, you know. Sophie started checking my phone whenever I left it lying around. She thought she was being sneaky, but I'd catch her browse through my texts when I was in the bathroom or kitchen. The amusing part? I'd deleted all M-related evidence, leaving just enough pleasant texts to make her suspicious and drive her insane. Sophie began showing up at my known locations. I'd mentioned getting coffee at a cafe near work and she'd just appear. Or she'd arrive an hour after I said I was meeting friends at a bar, claiming she was in the neighborhood. The best part? Her dates started getting canceled. She suddenly came home more, wanting to watch movies and cook dinner together. It was like watching someone mark their territory without acknowledging it. After many attempts to get closer, which I always blocked, she came right out with it. Are you seeing someone else? Isn't that kind of the point of an open relationship? I asked. To see other people? Yeah, but who is it? Is it Emma? Are you sleeping with Emma? I only answered, I thought we weren't supposed to share details about our other partners. Isn't that what you said when I asked about your dates? Sophie faltered. She then obsessively checked my Instagram followers, likes, and online interactions. She devoured Emma's social media posts. Emma's coffee shop selfie was the final blowout, the coffee shop where I have my morning coffee. Sophie called me immediately. Are you with Emma right now? But you always get coffee at that place in the morning. Did you meet her there? I let her panic, then said that coffee shop has like 1,000 customers every day. People can go to the same coffee shop without it meaning anything. Sophie wasn't convinced. She constantly asked where I was going, who I was seeing, what I was doing. She demanded to know my every move. After weeks of arriving home late from dates and never telling me who she was with, Emma laughed at Sophie's behavior when I told her. We met discreetly at Emma's house so Sophie wouldn't see us. My doubts about hooking up with Emma quickly vanished. I felt completely justified. She really can't handle not being in control. Can she? Emma asked one night. Nope, I said. And the best part? She can't even complain about it without admitting she'd never actually wanted an open relationship. She just wanted permission to cheat. The climax. The truth revealed Sophie switched tactics one night at home. She dropped a bomb that changed everything. A proposal to close the relationship. Think we should close the relationship again. Sophie said, sitting on our couch, appearing serious and anxious, telling me we should focus on us again. The same person who had been dating randomly for weeks was now acting like she was helping me. I think we've explored enough, she murmured, taking my hand. We could go back to how things were before, just you and me. It made me laugh. Just you and me, like the past few weeks never happened? Well, yeah, she answered, confused by my response. Isn't that what you wanted? You haven't seemed happy with the open relationship. I quit playing games then, you're right. I haven't been happy watching my girlfriend go on dates with a new guy every other night, while barely acknowledging my existence. Her face tried to look empathetic, but failed. I know it was hard for you, but that's why I'm saying we should close things up again. We can work on ourselves, work on us. Work on us, I repeated, like how you've been working on getting to know half the guys. In this city? That's not fair, she defended. You agreed to the open relationship. You could have been dating too. Why, I've been, I responded, watching her expression. I've been seeing someone. Sophie paled, really pale. What? Who does it matter? Isn't that what you wanted? Both of us exploring and having new experiences? She leaped from the couch. Of course it matters. Who the hell is it? How long? Her eyes widened. It's Emma, isn't it? I sat and let her connect the dots as she ran her hands through her hair and paced our living room. It is Emma, isn't it? It's why you've been talking about her so much. It's why she's been avoiding my calls. My best friend. Leaning back, I said, really funny how you're allowed to sleep with whoever you want. The moment I do the same, it's a problem. But it's Emma, she cried. She's my best friend. You can't sleep with my best friend. Standing, I looked her in the eye. Actually, I can. And I did. Sophie froze. She looked at me like she couldn't believe what she heard. What did you just say? I slept with Emma. Multiple times, actually. And you know what? It was great. She actually cares about my feelings, which is more than I can say for you lately. Sophie's face transformed from disbelief to wrath in 2 seconds. You're lying. Emma would never do that to me. Really? Because she did. And you know what else? She's had feelings for me for years. Even when she was dating Mark, she was thinking about me. You're lying to hurt me, Sophie remarked, but I saw doubt in her eyes. I'm not. I watched realization dawn on her face. Remember last Thursday when you were out with that startup guy? Emma came over. We talked for hours, then we slept together. She sees me as a person, not just some backup plan waiting at home. While you live your best life. Sophie pulled out her phone, likely to call Emma. Don't believe me? Check your texts with her. Notice her recent distance, her unresponsiveness to your messages. That's why. She scrolled through her phone anxiously, possibly seeing Emma's ignored messages and short replies in a new light. This can't be happening, she said. This isn't how this was supposed to go. Really? How should it go? You party with other guys while I stay home as the loyal boyfriend? Was it impossible that I would find someone else? Not Emma? No Emma? She shouted. Do you hurt? I asked. Did you ever consider how it felt to watch you dress up for other guys, come home late smelling like someone else's fragrance, and barely look at me? She protested. That was different. Those guys didn't mean anything. That makes it better? While you had meaningless hookups, I developed serious affections for someone. I wanted to drop hints, to make her feel the heat she had given me. She stared at me, then paused. Real feelings? Yeah, true sentiments. Emma and I go beyond physical. We chat, we chuckle, we really care about each other. When was the last time we talked about something other than dating or new experiences? Sophie slumped, defeated, on the couch. What are you saying? You want to be with Emma? This open relationship situation revealed my true desires. This person doesn't ignore me. Then she cried big, dramatic sobs. They would have worked on me a month ago, but all I could think about was how she hadn't cried over how much she'd wounded me. We can fix this. We can go back to how things were. She sobbed, shaking my head. I said, we can't. Because now I know what it's like to be valued. I won't settle for less. Sophie did something unexpected then. She stormed out with her keys. I'm going to Emma's place to sort this out once and for all. Sophie slammed the door, so I grabbed my phone to tell Emma. I told her Sophie was coming, and she said, let her come. Emma has always been serene. Nothing shakes her. I offered support by coming over. No, Emma responded. I must handle this. She's my best friend of 10 years. I owe her a lot. I spent the next hour pacing our apartment, checking my phone every 2 minutes. It felt uncomfortable, like the thick air before a storm. Emma finally called, shakily. She came screaming. Emma said, my neighbors undoubtedly heard everything. She kept screaming about how I betrayed her, was a bad friend, and planned this. You said what? I asked. I told her the truth, that I had feelings for you for years, but never acted on them since she was my friend. Watching her treat you like garbage these last weeks made me realize she never deserved us. Our relationship wasn't intended, but I don't regret it. Sophie didn't like that. She tried to force her way into my apartment, stating she needed to see whether you were there. She accused me of hiding you when I blocked the door. She's completely lost it, Emma added. She listed all the random occasions. We hung out to illustrate we'd been sneaking around for months. She even mentioned my couch-moving help last year, like when Sophie was too busy working to help. Sophie seemed to think any encounter with Emma and I was evidence of an affair. Emma brought me soup when I had the Flua cover for hooking up. Our group movie nights are just an opportunity to get close. She began crying, Emma said, like sliding down my doorframe crying, claimed she never intended this. My neighbor checked on me. It was humiliating. After Mrs. Chen threatened to call the police over the disturbance, Sophie left. She told Emma she'd ruined everything and would never forgive her. Sophie returned to our house. 20 minutes after my call with Emma, she looked awful. She entered and saw me sending Emma updates on my phone and lost it. Are you texting her now? Planning your next gathering? Since when have you two laughed at me behind my back? Sophie, no one's laughing at you. You harmed yourself. I did nothing. I suggested an open relationship to strengthen us. She cried, tossing her pocketbook across the room. I never told you to sleep with my best buddy. No, I said. You just wanted permission to sleep with whoever you wanted while keeping me as your backup plan. She grabbed our photos and gifts and put them in a box. I'm staying with Jessica, my true pal, someone who wouldn't backstab me. Fine by me, I added. Take whatever you want. That paused her. Just that? You wouldn't even try to stop me. You've stated that you value something other than me or our relationship. She stopped packing and sat on the couch, visibly shrinking. I believed you would always be there, that no matter who I dated, you'd be there when I settled down. Truth ultimately emerged. She experimented without me, but I was her backup plan, promised a happy ending. Well, you guessed wrong, I informed her. I'm not a puppy waiting by the door while you have fun. I have emotions. I deserve more than second place, but you weren't my second pick. I adore you. No, Sophie, you adore having me around when... Convenient differences exist. Her wailing resumed, but I didn't feel anything, not wanting to soothe her. Not guilty. Nothing. Emptiness. I'll get the rest of my stuff tomorrow, she said, picking up her box. I can't be here right now. After she departed, I called Emma. Just hearing her voice calmed me. That night, we chatted about Sophie, ourselves, and the future for ours. Some of their mutual friends were already taking sides, most dubbing Emma a backstabber without knowing the full tale. I don't care, she said. Think what you want. I know reality. In my half-empty apartment, I noticed Sophie's stuff was gone. I was relieved, like I could breathe again. Come over, I urged Emma. Settle with me. Yes, she agreed. I was done caring. The aftermath. A new beginning the next morning, Sophie picked up her items. She brought Jessica and 2 other unfamiliar friends. Sophie had told them her story, so they looked at me like I was the bad person while helping her pack. I bought your Xbox for your birthday, she remarked, unplugging it. Fine, take it. I didn't care anymore. Emma arrived halfway through packing. Having read between the lines when I texted her about coffee, Sophie's friends whispered when Emma entered, but Emma ignored them and offered me my coffee. Really? You'd show up like this? Sophie snapped. Emma remarked, Nobody's flaunting anything. I'm just here to support my boyfriend. Neither of us had used that word before. Sophie appeared slapped. Packing got faster after that. Sophie's companions rushed around gathering belongings, likely to get her out before another meltdown. After finishing, Sophie stood in the doorway. I really loved you, she whispered. No, I said, you liked having me on call. Differences exist. Emma helped tidy up after they departed. You okay? Questioned, watching me put Sophie's stuff in a donation box. Yeah, first time in months. I am. 2 weeks later, life has changed. For the better. Emma and I are doing things right, but slowly. We had coffee at Sophie's favorite restaurant last weekend and saw other friends who ignored us completely. Emma smiled and squeezed my hand. Sophie continues to tell everyone how I cheated. Emma betrayed her, and we always desired each other. Some believe her. Important people don't. Emma brought over her kindergartner's artwork to decorate my fridge yesterday. It's empty, she said. I noticed something in those crayon drawings. This is my wish. Someone who notices details, who cares. About warming my place, who brings coffee because I didn't answer her text. Instead, I graded Emma's class papers while we watched her new favorite mystery show. Simple, normal, real. Looking back, Sophie's open relationship suggestion was almost helpful. Not because it was a good idea, but because it revealed my ideal. Companion. Someone who picks me first, not just when convenient. The thing about life, the worst choices can lead to the best places. For me, to the proper person. She was always there to edit. Thanks, Reddit, for your support. Emma is reading this over my shoulder, chuckling at my description of her. She's constantly happy, by the way. She says hello. Thank you for watching. You haven't subscribed yet? Please do so, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.